My husband constantly reminds me that he owns the house and pays our bills while I am pregnant and want to be a stay-at-home mom. Whenever I, 30F, have tried to say something like our bathroom needs so-and-so, or our house needs so-and-so, my husband, 30M, would stop me and say, it's my house, and when I get upset, he'll say it's my house, but since you're mine, you get to live in it or something similar. It makes me feel so awful when he does that. He sort of does it jokingly, but it happens without fail almost every time, and I've tried to tell him it's hurtful and he just laughs and says he's kidding. For context, as he would say, he bought a house last year right before we got married. I was part of the entire process since we already lived together, but he put his savings into the down payment, and it was his name on everything for obvious reasons. I had recently spent the last of my savings to pay off student loans and was only doing freelance remote work, so I wasn't really bringing in much money and was trying to focus on my mental health. He has a really good paying job and always said he was happy to support me. I've even talked about getting a job in my field again if that would make him happy, and he assured me I don't need to. But now it just feels like because his money is what buys mostly everything, that I'm some mooch just living off of him. Mind you, I'm pregnant with our first kid due very soon, and this was all discussed extensively that I was to be a stay-at-home mom. So why does he feel the need to hurt me like that? Does he secretly wish I was working and bringing home more money? Does he think I'm pathetic? It makes me feel like I'm a freaking roommate who hasn't paid rent and he's doing me a favor. And another thing that confuses me is if my parents or relatives ever want to give us anything, like a wedding or baby shower gift, he gets annoyed because he wants to be the one to buy that stuff for us, and doesn't want to rely on other people. Edit. To answer some common questions, there was no prenup and no mention of wanting to keep assets split after marriage. We have a joint bank account, and I also maintain my old accounts under just my name. I don't want to portray him as some controlling a-hole who doesn't let me do things. It's tough to paint an accurate picture since I don't want to give out my entire relationship story on Reddit, but I have freedom to do whatever I want, and he is supportive. It's just little things like this that make me question his deeper feelings, even though anytime it comes up, he reassures me he is happy to support me and doesn't think I'm any less than he is. I want to be a stay-at-home mom. I don't want to put my child in daycare. He and I both feel that way. The possibility of remote work is still there too if I feel I can balance both, but I think the deeper issue lies in our communication, and that's on me too. Update 1. Thanks to everyone who commented. I was honestly shocked that it got so much attention and that so many people felt compelled to help. I ended up talking to him a few nights ago, after I got all my thoughts down on paper and felt emotionally ready to talk about it. I said, when you point out that it's your house or that you paid for this and that, it makes me feel like I'm an unwanted guest in your house. I've told you how this makes me feel, but you still do it, which makes me feel like this isn't just a joke like you claim. I want to feel like an equal partner in our relationship, especially since we will be bringing our child into the world so soon. When we were engaged, we were both so excited to go house hunting together and make it our home, for us and our future kids. You told me you were more than happy to continue working so that I could stay home to take care of the house and kids and dogs, but lately it feels like you resent me for it. Now that I'm bringing our child into the world, I want to make sure there's no hostility or resentment between us. And I want to hear your side because currently, I just feel hurt, and I'm worried this will keep building if I don't address it now. If me going back to work and contributing to the mortgage is what you want, despite what you said to me a year ago, then let's talk about it. So, I read that to him, and he immediately said that he never meant anything by it, and it was stupid and immature of him and that he'd work on it. He didn't realize it hurt me so much. After talking it through a little, he said he thinks it might stem from growing up poor and finally building a comfortable life for himself. He agreed it probably has to also be an ego thing and maybe stems from the fact that his dad couldn't take care of their family and his mom had to work 2 to 3 jobs. He said he wants me to feel like an equal partner and wants me to feel at home in our house. I also asked about putting my name on the deed and he said he would. I do think he means what he says, but I also need him to prove it with his actions and words for me to truly feel comfortable. But we're moving in the right direction and I'm glad I was able to express that to him. Thanks again for all the advice. Update 2. I'm shaking and crying as I write this. I now understand all the red flag comments on my last posts. I didn't see it. I trusted him. I'm so freaking stupid. Here's what happened. He went on a work trip this week and promised we would sort the house deed stuff when he comes back. His apology sounded genuine, and I believed him as much as I could without the proof yet. Today I just had a weird feeling in my body. His texts about work have been really detailed with updates, like constantly telling me what he's doing or where he's going. I didn't think anything of it until earlier, when he said he was taking a nap and wouldn't be on his phone for a few hours. This is weird because the man despises naps, they mess up his sleep and he feels like crap after. So, I checked his Google Play account from our home PC, as his Google account is always logged in. He probably doesn't know I know this, but I can see what apps he has or recently had installed on his phone. This is important because when we were dating, he had a severe dirty texting addiction. We broke up because of it. I had suspicions and caught him. But we ended up getting back together after he swore up and down it had stopped and even gave me permission to look at his phone whenever I wanted. I eventually stopped checking because I trusted him. A few years have passed, and we're obviously now married with a baby on the way, and I've trusted him. Our intimacy has basically ended since I got pregnant, but I blamed them more on myself than him because I just don't feel in the mood. He never tried anything, so I didn't have to reject him. It was just like he felt it too, I guess. I thought that was normal. So anyways, I looked at his account and saw that he had all the apps he used to use for his dirty texting installed and recently used on his phone. Snapchat, Telegram, WhatsApp, Instagram, Tumblr. But the worst one, the one that broke my heart seeing, is that he has Tinder installed. Does that mean his work trips he's actually doing it with other people? He's had a lot of work trips in the past 2 months since he won't be able to travel for a while when the baby arrives. I'm devastated and angry, and I feel so stupid that I was making excuses for him and trying to paint him in a better light when everyone was telling me to run. I want to call him and tell him I know, but the only evidence I had is screenshots from the Google Play website showing they were installed and recently used. I want to get real evidence because I know he'll uninstall everything before he's back. Part of me wants to just leave and go to my parents' house 4 hours away with the pictures printed out for him to find when he gets back. But I don't think that will solve anything. Update 3. Holy crap, it's been a week. So, I ended up taking advice from some of the comments telling me to go to my parents' house. My mom recently retired, so he bought my story that she wanted to celebrate with me and treat me to a spa day, plus spend time with me before the baby gets here. I just didn't trust myself not to break down or to keep my cool when he got home. I had way too much to think about and figure out. Part of me was still wanting to defend him, I guess because I didn't tell my mom why I came to see them until yesterday when I ended up telling her everything. We're meeting with a lawyer tomorrow morning to discuss my options. I'm no longer worried about getting my name on the deed, as I just want to be done with him. All I care about now is the safety of my child and trying to make the best decisions going forward. I want to be clear, I don't care about his money. I don't want to take as much as I can from him like some people have been saying. Screw that. I can make decent money once I start working again, and I find myself incredibly lucky to have supportive parents who will let me stay with them until I get on my feet. As of now, he doesn't know anything. I've kept up my normal texts with him, keeping him updated on what I'm doing with my mom. As for getting tested, I will be getting that done in the next few days. The reason I'm not as worried about that is because we haven't done it in months, he hasn't even tried. And I've had no symptoms. But I do know plenty of them have no symptoms, hence why I will be getting checked. I was also tested at the beginning of my pregnancy, and it came back all negative. Thank you again to everyone who helped me understand the severity of the problems in my marriage and that I need to leave him. I admit I was willfully blind to a lot of red flags, but knowing he's cheating on me again has made me painfully aware. I'm currently just trying to get through each day and will decide what else needs to be done after speaking with a lawyer.